the trip is already halfway over, CH people. It's kind of sad, actually. I've been having such an amazing time, and getting to know these people on the trip so well. It'll be pretty sad that I have to go back to regular depressing life. But best not to think about that. Still got a few days left. Here's the chowdown. Today was a different day in that we took a bus out of the city of Rome and instead traveled through the Italian countryside to a set of farms and vineyards to have an agri-tourist experience. That was quite exciting for me as a sustainability major. We took the bus out to the farm first, and once getting out of the city, I was surprised at how much of the countryside looked like, well, Wisconsin, frankly. Geographically, anyway. The structure of the buildings was totally different. But once we got to the farm, oh, it was gorgeous. And I remember then that we were in Italy. Seeing mountains also kind of drove that home. But the lake was beautiful, as was the entire property. Anyway, first we had a lesson in cheese making from the farm chef, and we strained out sheep's milk to make soft cheeses, like ricotta. I don't like milk or soft cheese, so it wasn't exactly my favorite food to be making, but it was nonetheless interesting. And smelly. After that, we took a tour of the farm property, specifically by the pigs. The pigs are used for breeding and for meat, and after seeing said pigs, we ate some of their relatives at lunch. Bread, meat, and cheese with wine was for lunch. Absolutely delicious. Apparently a typical Roman meal, I would bet. Anyway, after spending time there and talking about the growth of agritourism and other similar topics, we went to a small vineyard that also practices something similar. We received a tour of the area, seeing both olive and grape growing spots, and got to play with the cutest/deadliest dog I've ever met, considering he apparently single-handedly brought down a sheep. Anyway, we toured the grape growing and bottling facilities, and then had an olive oil and wine tasting. The olive oil was a bit funky for me, and I felt a bit conflicted drinking a straight plant fant, as I'm supposed to be lowering my cholesterol, but the wine was pretty cool. We tried around five separate wines, including red, rosé, and white. I'm not a huge wine fan, but it was still a unique experience. Anyway, after that we took the bus home and were free for the rest of the evening. However, I explored an Italian bookstore with some of my classmates and then went out for an informal dinner with nearly the entire class. That was quite an enjoyable experience. Thanks for footing the bill, Brian. I owe you one. Let's get to question 5. What is one thing you learned about yourself on this trip, and why is it important? Well, I can definitely say that I'm learning my alcohol tolerance, and let me say right now, it's higher than I ever expected. I don't feel anything after the wine at meals, or even after a few shots at the bar. The wine at meals makes sense and is fine, since I'm not supposed to be getting drunk off the wine at meals anyway, but it's still a bit surprising to me, and a little expensive. Not that I plan on getting rip-roaringly drunk while in Rome, because that's irresponsible and kind of dangerous, but I just wish my tolerance was a bit lower, so I don't know, I could have fun after drinking maybe 2 shots instead of having it down 5 or 6. Anyway, I've learned other things about myself too. I found a certain level of confidence in myself that I haven't really felt in a long time, which surprised me. I'm not anxious, or at least not as anxious as at home, and I actually enjoy time spent doing things. I feel tired a lot of the time still, but I'm okay with that, which is new too. I'm not sure what's caused this. It may be the fact that I'm finally in a group of friends doing things together, or the fact that I'm finally on an adventure of some sort, but whatever it is, I wish I knew for certain what it was so I could try to hold on to that for when I get back to the States. Good night.